Maker Meetup. My name is Al. I'm from Coda. Thank you so much for coming. There's a few familiar faces. It's my small but mighty crew. This is my colleague Joe. How's it going? From San Francisco. If you have questions about Coda, feel free to ask either of us after the meetup. But today we're really excited to bring you, Chen and Mick Niepoth from the Flatiron School to talk about how they manage their team, how they manage the products internally, and I'll leave it up to them to kind of talk you through what they've done in Coda. So give a round of applause for you.
Thank you. So I guess this is a really intimate gathering. Before we introduce, actually I guess we'll introduce ourselves briefly. I would like to just maybe go around the room and just see who everyone is here, since it's a pretty small group. And then we have 5 stories that we like to tell about how the Flatiron School, which is part of New York, uses Coda. How our product and engineering team uses Coda to make our lives easier. Next one. So a little bit about us, and this is using, I think it's called the card layout. So this is me. I am a product manager on our academics domain. So the Flatiron School is a bootcamp where we teach students different types of career-changing disciplines, and I kind of manage the experience for students who are in the education part of our school. So before New York, I've lived and traveled. I've lived in a couple of different countries, so I'm kind of I've traveled a lot. Before the Flatiron School, I was at Google doing social impact work, and what I really like about being at the Flatiron School is that we deliver a really great outcomes-oriented education. So we really care about results. And lastly, I really like Coda, and I'm wearing a t-shirt because it's really flexible, it's easy to use, and it's very noisy. So, yes.
Alright, so this is me. Apparently I lived in Apple at some point.
Big Apple.
Big Apple. I am product manager for admissions and business systems. So everything from getting in the application to making sure that you actually start your course is all our team. Before I worked at APM and some machine learning stuff in our company, founded 2 startups, and now I'm here. This is great.
Okay, so maybe can we just kind of go around the room and just say who you are and kind of what you want to get out of today?
I will start. I always hated this at school. We'd go around. I'm Natalie. I'm just a PhD student at Columbia. I know these 2 personally, so I'm here for the moral support, but also Coda's awesome.
My name is Alexander. I'm a commercial photographer. I've been to a Coda meeting before. I like what the software does, and I'm trying to find a way where I can track it to ROI for like marketing to other potential clients. I haven't implemented yet, but I wanted to come to a couple more to see what people are doing so I can pick up some information and make it work.
My name is Rasul. This is the first kind of event for me, so I came here to learn more about Coda, Flatiron, and to meet some like-minded people. Since it's the first event, very scared, very nervous. Nice to meet you all.
Thanks, awesome to meet you. All right. My name is Brendan. Also my first time here. Software engineer at Bloomberg. I'm here to learn new things, meet people. I'm also working on an app for contact sharing at events like these, so if you'd like to try it out, just come up and ask me and I'll give you a quick demo, please.
My name is Bill. Actually also a software engineer. I've been to plenty of tech meetups, but the first time kind of like a startup type of meetup. So, I'm just here to meet people as well and see what the startup world is a little bit about, edge my way in maybe. I built one app a while ago. It's kind of aging now, but it's a social networking app, chat app, create groups, join them, and kick people out, all that kind of stuff.
Over here.
I'm Jack. I'm a product manager at we call it Vision App. We do like design collaboration, and so I've tried to use Coda in the past, and just kind of curious to hear from other PMs on how they use it.
I'm Joe. I'm at Coda. Al already introduced me. I run our enterprise sales and support team.
I'm a solutions architect at Coda. So.
I'm Jason. I run a entertainment company in New York, so I provide entertainment services for clients and weddings. Just wanted to learn more about Coda. You guys bring to the table. So, yeah.
Awesome. Sir in the back.
I'm Johnny. I'm a product manager at Flatiron School. Work on acquisition and growth.
These are human clear.
I'm Matthew. This is my first Indie Hackers Minute. There's another one that apparently happens that I've been to before. I run two product/companies, but both very early stage. Yeah, came to be.
Matt, I'm an intern for a company that's kind of like half VC, half dev shop. And so part of my, I've got various upcoming years, like twofold. One is to meet founders, and the second will be I'm also going to my senior year of college. I go to Michigan. I'm going to end the semester early, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with a free semester. I'm thinking learn to code is one of them. Yeah, so they need to go to
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm Andrew. I work in a law firm in technology and software. It's just a personal interest of mine. See what's going on. Awesome. Schools and college.
It's a pretty broad background, everyone. It's really cool. Just like 2 seconds about Flatiron. Who has heard of Flatiron School before? Oh, that's not bad. All right, in that case, stop me if this goes on for too long. Flatiron School is a boot camp wherein, depending on the exact thing that you want to learn, within a number of months, we get you into data science, software engineering, or design. We have like 5,000 or 6,000 students this year, both online and on our 11 campuses. We're going to do tens of thousands, I'm not exactly sure what, next year. We started in 2012, I want to say. Is that right? All right. We started like about 7-8 years ago. The deal is really simple. We think that higher education is failing. You see it all around. Technology is just taking away jobs and changing jobs way faster than we can, than universities can really adapt. Student debt is like $1.5 trillion at this point. Graduation rates are 50%, so it's pretty dire. Our proposal is you start the school for free, you pay next to nothing. We make sure that you get a job in, again, data science or software engineering and design. And then only when you get a job that pays, you will start to pay back a little bit. And that's how you pay your tuition. It's been pretty successful. Again, 11 campuses, and then the whole online campus as well. So we're doing just pretty good, I think.
And this is just like a testament to how we focus on success.
Yeah, this is an internal Slack channel where every time someone gets a job, it will be posted. This is from like, I think this is just a day from like last week or like a day and a half. And like people get jobs in like Denver, like 4 in London, Seattle, Boston, Baltimore, San Francisco, DC, London again, Wilmington. So it's like software engineer and like some designers and data scientists. That's kind of just, it's one of our favorite Slack channels. It's just a testament to like how well the school is doing. And away from that. Like we really like Coda, and just want to walk through like a couple of documents that we use internally just to show how Flatiron School runs in Coda. I think we can say that.
Next slide. Okay, so I guess before I talk about this slide, I want to put the question out. Does anyone have trouble right now kind of understanding their users and trying to aggregate data about their users? Does that sound like use case? So one of the problems that our product team was struggling with a little bit is that our user data is really spread out across a lot of external and internal sources. For example, for schools, bootcamps, there's a couple of review sites. So how do we kind of combine internal surveys and external student reviews across a couple of different sites? So one of the things we did in like the research phase of our product development process is we built this custom integration into Coda. So we took a few review sites like Course Report. We built a scraper. It's pretty easy. It's on this app called Amplify. That's what the second icon is. It scrapes the reviews on a regular basis and then uses Zapier to dump it into a table in Coda. So this updates every week, and we can just automatically chart how our schools are doing in terms of like star ratings or total star rating, career services star rating, and it's really easy to pivot the view in a couple of different ways. Like it takes like 30 seconds to do this, and then we can then also have different people view the graphs that are relevant to them. And this way it's been, so before this, we used to have a person in our marketing team just like go to these review sites every few days, but now we have it all automatically posted to this graph, and we can see it dynamically updating. So that's been pretty cool for us. Next slide.
So this is how we manage our teams. There's an internal Coda where we have our OKRs, so like the company's goals. That translates to projects, which translates to tasks, and those are then assigned to individual people. So these are like just random tasks that people have to do. There's a due date by when you have to do it, or at least give an update on it. Before I was just chasing down people that forgot about it, or maybe didn't update it, or I just spent hours a week trying to get updates from different sets of people. With Coda, it sounds like we have shares in this company. We really don't. It's in like a couple of minutes. We made this reminder app, which we call the Robot Project Manager, that every night checks if all the tasks are being done. If not, it will send out an email to those people and saying, you just please update and make sure that either you do it or just give a status update on what is happening. The cool thing is that people actually started doing things way faster. It's just a really nice reminder. So this really helped streamline the whole team a lot. And then based on that, so I have the OKR project, that whole thing. There's obviously different types of meetings that you have. Sometimes it's with leadership, it has to be very high level. Sometimes it's with a project group where you have to talk about the individual tasks. This is one of those, so this is the Coda doc. I just pull this up and it makes a Gantt chart automatically on our projects that we have going on. And then on every meeting that I have during the week, I just pull up the Coda. It's always up to date. It all links to each other. And right away we have the right information on the right information level, I guess, that we need. And then also the cool thing is every week we spend I think at least an hour pulling together all the statuses and metrics of how our software is doing, how the features are doing. Not anymore. It's being sent out automatically every week. It just grabs the data from the right Coda sheets, pulls it together in an email, and sends it off to all our stakeholders so that they're always up to date and know what we're doing. So there's a ton of time, and obviously stakeholders just like it. They're more in the loop. Information is always up to date. It's just really helpful.
Yeah, and this is, if you haven't played with Coda, it's using this thing called automation packs. So you just connect it to your Gmail, and then it automatically sends every day, or in this case weekly, like an update. Next, okay, can you scroll up? Okay, so one thing that's kind of interesting that we did is, I'm not sure if it's the same in your respective companies, but sometimes just working in a tech company, things are up and down. Sometimes people have a little trouble kind of managing their stress level and their work-life balance and just their personal well-being. So we wanted to take it to a more data-driven way. So we actually created a way for people to take pulse checks every week. We connected Slack to our Coda sheet. Every week we send a little Slack reminder to everyone to ask them, hey, how was your week? Come to this link and just rate on a scale of 1 to 5 your stress level and your work-life balance, and maybe some notes. And then after a few weeks, we start kind of seeing this chart. And I can actually tell, based on what I know about what happened the last few weeks, that I got really stressed out when we were doing Q2 planning. But then once, we had a long weekend and I took a vacation day, then the stress level seriously went down. So it's really nice of a way to, and everyone can have their own views, so you don't see others' personal growth. But yeah, this is a really nice way to.
This is a vacation.
I think so. I got a lot of sleep. Yeah, and it started out as something fun, and it started building into something that we kind of just chat about every Friday. We kind of have happy hour with the team, and everyone just kind of checks in on how they did over the week. So it's been a nice way to kind of self-monitor. Okay, last one, I promise you. So as product managers, we launch a lot. We launch a lot of features, and there's this recurring theme that there's a lot of repetitive tasks that you kind of have to do as part of a product management team, where you're either giving statuses or giving launch celebration emails. So we also made the celebrating launches really easy. Also with a Gmail automation integration. So what we did, we actually took this inspiration from Coda's their launch tracker, where everyone kind of updates information about what features launched on their team, and summarizing the impact with screenshots, link out to data about the impact, and the Gmail automation just automatically sends out celebration email every Friday, summarizing all the stuff that several teams launched over the last week. So, hours saved. Yeah. Next slide. Okay. So that was our 5 stories. Does anyone have any questions, thoughts?
Seems like it's Coda really works for your processes and your tools. So I have a couple questions for you. One, how easy was it for your team to kind of get started and well versed with the powers of what it seems to be able to do? And then second, now that Coda is kind of fit into Flatiron School, your processes, what do you find that you're doing less? Which tools are you using less of in your day-to-day?
Yeah, so for the first one, to start out, it is, I would say, medium level easy, depending on the team. The product and engineering team has really adopted it and woven it into our processes. But it kind of took a few early adopters, I guess, where we created a couple of these things, and then sent out emails, and then everyone else on the team started using it. But and they have these templates which are really helpful. But I think it's been more of a challenge when we try to use Coda directly to share with other kind of stakeholder teams like marketing or finance, because I think their workflow is so good into Google Docs. So I would say it's been great for product, which is kind of the early adopter team, but we're still kind of pushing it for the other teams across the company. So that's one. And then as for what kind of stuff we've stopped doing because this is automated, a lot of the manual tracking work that we've had to spend hours on, just like tracking statuses across multiple spreadsheets, chasing people down, reformatting it to send it out in different views for different people. All of that are like, it gets really repetitive and it's really easy to automate.
Yeah,
First, was this built using Coda?
100% Coda.
And do you still use tools like Excel or any Office 365 stuff? Does it complement, or is it the goal would be to replace, or how does that fit in? Because I think the first time I saw Coda it was advertised as spreadsheet-like. So it's like a spreadsheet, but it's better, different. We could replace. So what are your thoughts about it?
I guess it's like the closest, so I don't want to criticize Coda's marketing, but I guess it's the closest thing to a spreadsheet. It hasn't replaced really any spreadsheet for me. I still use Google Docs a lot, you too, I think. But just, it's like the wrangling of information and like connecting different information sources together and stuff like that happen, I guess, in Gmail a lot. That is just something that we really can't do anymore. Also, I guess it replaced JIRA a lot. We tried to, it's like this project management tool, which is terrible. And we tried to use it and it didn't really bend to what we needed. So for me at least, for a large part, it replaced, I guess, a lot of work in Gmail and a lot of work in stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say if you're like a power user and you're like a financial analyst, you're still going to use spreadsheets. But this has been a good like glue that kind of ties everything together and kind of builds an easy workflows. So.
And I saw on the website there is the integration with Zapier.
Oh yeah.
But are there any other? Well, I guess you don't work with the company, so it's a little question to you. But is Coda's idea is to further kind of develop integrations with some maybe other apps, or perhaps being kind of open source-ish where people can add on stuff to Coda, or is it more closed system, I guess?
Yeah, our plan is to bring in a lot more integrations. You'll probably see some more in the next few months, but the goal is eventually to give anyone the ability to integrate any application with their Coda doc. So you can actually create your own integration if you really love using a certain tool. We're trying to create a way that you can easily do it yourself without requiring our team to build it for you.
Sorry, you had a question?
Actually, kind of answered it for me.
Sorry, and one last question. So, if you had to sum up one, one is probably too little, but one advantage, would it be automation or is something else for Coda? Is it like visuals, or is it technical automation, or?
I guess it's automation. It's just if you need a certain type of software that exactly follows your process, there's no easier way, I think, than just spin up a Coda and you have the thing running in 20 minutes, and it is exactly what you do. You can iterate. So I guess it's automation. Yeah.
So, I mean, my company uses JIRA, unfortunately.
How do you like it?
How do I like it? I don't know, I guess it does the job, it serves the purpose, I mean,
It's fine. Yeah.
as a software engineer, it's like, give me my tasks and let me do them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't need a lot of hold handing or whatever. But anyway, so how is it like JIRA and how is it not like JIRA? I mean, basically, we have these epics and we have these stories and stuff like that people create, the QA people, whoever's looking at the site to find them. Is that what goes on here? Is it like people create tasks and then they get sent out and reminders? How's that work? That's the workflow, I guess. It could work like that?
I think if you wanted to, you can create JIRA if you were really motivated.
Well, not JIRA necessarily, like in the Coda way. I'm just curious, the workflow, is it, how would it work if you're using it?
Maybe we can.
Sure.
I can share.
Don't go crazy if you want to.
Yeah, let me give one example. So for me, it's really important, like obviously the task itself then goes to the engineering team, and then I don't necessarily have to follow it that closely. For me, it's really important that the company goal is being met. And that's something that in JIRA would never be possible to like connect that back to like a company goal and then present that differently to
they have no idea what's going on.
No. I would go to management and I would say, we completed these 150
So connect some dots.
All right, okay, I guess that's good.
So connect some.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to have a JIRA. Do we have a JIRA
There's a template, yeah.
automation?
Oh, no,
pack?
that's one of the next packs.
So I guess we wouldn't recreate JIRA, but if you think about anywhere where JIRA then needs to connect to like, summarizing this information for someone else, like if anything that something needs to connect to someone else could be really easily done here.
Yeah, I think one quick summary, going back to one of the earlier questions of has it replaced spreadsheets entirely? Most of the time we see the answer is no, because people still use spreadsheets for very bespoke things. But it replaces a lot of wonky workflows where you have a spreadsheet and a slides presentation and a bunch of emails and Slack messages, and it streamlines all of that stuff. And technically you could get really ambitious and say, I'm going to rebuild this software suite in Coda, but in reality what you're doing is you're actually rebuilding and replacing the like really messy big spreadsheet that summarizes all the JIRA tickets that you finished in a given week, and then the process where you email that to the right development manager with a chart, that kind of stuff. And to your point, Mick, you could build that kind of automation integration in a relatively short period of time compared to building a custom script.
Yeah, that's exactly. Cool. Yeah.
So have you guys built any docs for personal use? So anything outside of Flatiron School? Yes?
I have not, and I don't know why. Next weekend, I'll report back.
I mean, I think I've heard of people doing it for vacation planning. I would probably do that if it comes to it. But yeah, no. I don't project manage my personal life.
So I guess a reverse question would be, what would you suggest for personal use?
So there's a Coda template gallery. There's like over 200 templates.
Is it on our website?
It's on the public website, coda.io/templates. I actually manage most of the gallery. And yeah, there's things like vacation planners, expense splitting with your friends, planning a bachelorette party. Joe built this really cool one that are like, you want to start it?
Oh yeah, this is a good one. So actually my colleague built it for my birthday. On my birthday at 8 in the morning, a Slack message went out to a shared channel with a GIF of me and the message. And then every hour on the hour, there was a new message about me on my birthday. And it was like this office harassment thing. And that was a template you can use for that called the birthday bot, where it's literally just a table of pictures and then like a message about the birthday person. And then an automation that sends that stuff on the hour every hour to a channel of your choosing. So totally random stuff that you would never like think to create software for, but you can create these little bespoke applications for.
Software stalking.
Yeah, I mean that one, yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
We'll be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.